Google will start inserting advertising into their AI. Google have just announced some really cool stuff that they're doing with their AI at their recent conference, but they slipped this one in and didn't really make a big deal about it. Moving forward, when you use Google's AI, for example in Google Overviews, the AI results that appear at the top of search, there are going to be sponsored adverts that are allowed into those responses. Now, obviously, Google is not the only company doing this. ChatGPT introduced their Shopify integration recently. So if you ask ChatGPT about what's the best camera to buy, it will now give you links and then collect affiliate payments. But I'm actually more worried about Google doing this than I am about OpenAI and ChatGPT. The reason is Google are in trouble. So most of Google's revenue comes from search. That is people going onto Google and searching up answers for whatever question they have. Google makes money, about 80% of their money, from adverts that are placed at the top of those search results. All the other things that Google do, like Gmail or the Android operating system, those are not really money makers. The bulk of the money comes from advertising. So for Google, AI is an existential threat. That took me about 4 turns to say that word correctly. If people can generate information using something like ChatGPT or DeepSeek, they don't need to go to Google. And already lots of people are moving to ChatGPT instead of looking things up on Google. That means that 80% of the revenue of Google is at risk. That's the underlying dynamic here and why Google have got into AI and why they are adding AI results at the top of their search results. The way of looking up information through search is old-fashioned, it's an old paradigm, whereas looking it up through artificial intelligence is where we are heading. Google are currently trying to have their cake and eat it by having both the AI overview and search results. The reason I'm concerned about this more than I am with OpenAI and ChatGPT is because Google are so dependent on search results and advertising. At root, it is an advertising company, which means unlike with ChatGPT, Google are going to be more likely to give you sponsored results, to recommend products, to tell you to go and buy something. OpenAI and ChatGPT have different sources of revenue. They charge you $20 or even $200 a month. Google does not have that luxury. Google is entirely dependent on the advertisers. And if the advertising via generative AI does not work for them, they lose that revenue source, they're already getting their lunch eaten in terms of search, and they will cease to exist. Funnily enough, this is actually what killed Yahoo back in the days. They allowed for sponsored results to appear at the top of Yahoo, but without saying that they were sponsored, without saying that they were premium. And people moved over to Google because they trusted it more. We may see the same thing happen here, where people lose trust in Google because there are so many sponsored results in their artificial intelligence responses. This doesn't mean that Google are doomed. There's a lot of very smart people there and they have a huge amount of cash. But I think they're going to have a really rough transition over the next few years. They built a business in the old world and we're in something new now. And I don't think just shoving more adverts into AI results is going to be the solution.